What up, it's Bam Margera here, and I'm not trying to say nothing or nothing. I'm just simply trying to say, you're watching Geeks With Issues.
Hey true believers, welcome once again to the Basement of Dreams for another episode of Geeks With Issues 20XX. We've got a lot of scintillating conversation for this episode, but before we begin, allow me to introduce to you your geeks. To the far side, our director and multimodal combat expert, Trevor.
Yep.
Our chief technologist in the center, Ogre.
Hello.
And I, your friendly neighborhood geek master, am Tuck. So, Ogre has a story from the attic that he wants to share to inspire us into conversation.
Oh yeah. So I left the basement and went to the attic for once in my life, and so I was recently been going through and cleaning out old boxes in my garage and came across a delightful artifact. An old wide format Polaroid camera that I used to take around when I was a little kid. Have you come across anything stored away for a long time that brought you back some good memories? What was it?
I don't have a lot of stuff, honestly, from when I was young. A lot of it is with family members and stuff like that. But recently, just pictures. Just old pictures of things I completely forgot about. Pizza Hut parties with the Casper the Friendly Ghost, all three uncles that Pizza Hut had put out that I can still smell even though there are only photographs of them. Little things like that.
So, it's funny, you'd think there would be big things that would spur memories, but I'm just thinking about what I've got my microphone on at the moment, and you'd say, oh, it's an NES, and all of the times that were played on the NES, and obviously, because this is, I have no idea if she still works, but it's the original that I've had since the late 80s. But on the front is a sticker for the Nintendo Power Superfans Club. And I remember spending many hours reading Nintendo Power, pining over games that I wanted to play from Nintendo Power, because it always seemed like Nintendo Power had the games that the rental shop didn't have.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd either have to go way the heck back in issues of Nintendo Power in order to see the games that were in the local shop, because local video shops used to be owned by local people and filled with the latest stuff they could get, but there was a lot of things that were a couple years old. So it wasn't and here's another one of those things that date me. It wasn't like Blockbuster where you'd get the new games. The corner store would have a bunch of the old stuff, which, I found Fester's Quest at that shop. There is a mech game that I have not been able to find the name of.
I can picture exactly what you're talking about.
But the visual is stuck in my head. Crazy classic game experiences, which just, bubble up because of a sticker in front of the console, as opposed to the console itself, which has many fantastic memories as well.
Little tactile things bring back memories.
Oh, yeah. I came across my copy of Chrono Cross the other day when I was digging through boxes, and I remembered never being able to play that particular one because when I got it, it had a scratch on the CD that was on there, so I could get through the very beginning videos. I got right to the part where you're starting to play the game, and then it would just error out and just go back to the beginning as if I'm loading it up for the first time again. I didn't end up playing it for like 10 years or maybe even further, later on when I was able to download it online and play it as an emulation. But
As your
man,
backup, right? Because your first one was
I
scratched.
own
That
I
makes it
own
legal.
Chrono Cross, so
Absolutely.
yes,
We just
it
have to
is
say
a
that.
an archived version of it. Yes.
We walk the line here at Geeks with Issues.
That's right.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I'm having another one of those. You see, back in our day, you didn't download games. Games were on discs that you put into players.
Let's
We
talk
had the
about
blow-on.
BearShare and Napster.
Oh my god. Okay. Quickly. Perfect timing to transition to Trevor being inspired by the most recent, as of this taping, Nintendo Direct, where they announced some exciting remaster news.
Yes. So, Geeks, Nintendo recently announced that Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is going to be not just remastered, but completely remade. So my question to the Geeks is, in the recent spout of things that have been remastered, remade, retold, even different stories in different games, can you think of what are the good, the bad, or the yet to be made well?
That's a tough one. It's a
So
tough
like,
one.
so like an example of good, I think it's the second remake of the original Pokemon, but Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Yep.
I feel like they got the perfect match of the old experience with updated visuals, new gameplay mechanics that still felt like the old mechanics. I can't really think of a bad because I don't really play a lot of video games enough to experience too many remakes. Shredder's Revenge, I feel like, fell short. The Ninja Turtles game, I feel like it's good. It doesn't have that replayability that the old Turtles arcade games did.
Right.
Once you're through with it, it's kind of over to me. Those
Right.
are the examples that I have.
So I have a controversial one which I have both opinions on.
Mm-hmm.
And that controversial one is Chrono Trigger. And I have both opinions on it because I think doing what they did with the recent Final Fantasy VII, like completely ground up, rebuild, modern experience, would be extremely cool for one of the iconic games of the Super NES era. That said, I also at the same time feel like there's sort of a borderline sacrilege in doing so because you can't recapture the magic. That game is the way it is in the moment that in the format that it is, and when it gets remade, there's too many places that they could mess it up.
Right.
That and this will probably get me in trouble too. I've never been fond of that art style that Chrono Trigger's box art and all of the story art are rendered in. That sort of Dragon Quest style.
Yeah.
It's never fit the series for me. Like in my head, it doesn't look like Chrono Trigger should look. It looks like the old Mega Man box art.
Yeah.
Which was, let's describe what the game is going to be about, and then you draw a picture of it without actually seeing the game.
Right. It doesn't give you over expectations.
So I personally worry that the visuals that they would pick is that art style, which I personally don't think would serve the game. So I would love to see it remade, but I would also love to see it not touched.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of things that go that way, right? Sonic the Hedgehog did that at one point. It was a brand new remade Sonic, and they gave you the original levels that were with it as well.
Right.
Yeah. I feel that too. Don't touch it, but it would be interesting to see what they do with it. I like the idea of don't touch it because the nostalgia's there. It's why you go back to a game from the past. The problem with that is that doesn't always speak to a new audience. They don't understand the history of it. I think it was 16-bit. Was that the art style, 16-bit style or 32-bit? I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
it was Super Nintendo was 16.
16. Okay, cool. The art style doesn't necessarily speak to new and young audience who's used to very curated imagery, very well rendered imagery. And and you try to throw someone who's been playing Fortnite into Final Fantasy VII, the original, you're gonna have the
You're gonna have a bad time.
You're going to have a bad time because we understand that was bleeding edge. That was cutting edge when it came out. We were blown away.
Oh, it was amazing at the time.
3D generated characters.
So dumb now.
They had hair, for goodness sakes. As Euclidean geometry as they were, it was such a cool experience for the first time. But new players aren't going to do it. I think that's what they were trying to do with the Final Fantasy VII. But when they remixed the story, they remixed the what do you call it? The mechanics of how the fighting worked and all of that stuff. That's where I think a remake fails, because upgrade the graphics, don't change the game. That's as simple as that.
Yes.
For the new players, because they would get the experience of that game with their comfort level.
Yeah, with a modern look.
Yeah.
Quality of life over innovation.
Exactly. Yeah. So, speaking about giving things a second life, Trevor had the opportunity to head down to Pittsfield, Massachusetts, to take a look at Tyler Street Arcade, which has some classics from our childhood. And this, once again, is a journey that could not fit in a single episode. So let's check out part 1.
Let's go! Wah! Yippee! Woohoo! Wah!
Welcome back to Journey from the Basement. Today, we're checking out one of the newest additions to the Berkshire geek scene, Tyler Street Arcade in Pittsfield. At first glance, it might simply look like a place packed with games, flashing lights, and plenty of opportunities to chase a high score. But spend a little time here, and you'll discover it's really about something bigger. Tyler Street Arcade was created as a place where kids can be kids, families can spend time together, and the community can come together in a safe and welcoming environment. Of course, there are plenty of games for the kids to enjoy, but there's also a little something here for those of us who grew up in the arcade era. Whether you're discovering these games for the first time or revisiting old favorites, Tyler Street Arcade offers a little bit of fun for everyone. Let's head inside and see what it's all about.
Hey guys, it's Trevor. Welcome to another Journey from the Basement segment here on Geeks With Issues. We are here with Rob at Tyler Street Arcade. Rob, nice to meet you, man.
Hey, you too, Trevor.
Thanks for being here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming and doing this with us.
Absolutely, man. So what can you tell me about how you've been doing, man? Has business been good?
Yeah, it's been relatively steady. Just like any business, slow time, fast time. When school gets out, we predict it to become even more busy. But the kids can't be in here during school hours.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
That's
sure.
just,
So what's been the most popular thing? What's been the most successful thing for you?
game-wise,
Yeah.
I'd have to say that's kind of hard to tell because everything's pretty much spread out all over the place because everybody has their own has their own niche or their own, memories. So everything's been kind of, spread out. But I would say probably Spider Stomping.
Oh yeah.
An old school game from back at the mall.
I was just gonna say, is that the actual one from the mall?
It very well might be. The guy I got it off of Connecticut said it came out of the Berkshires.
My son and I used to play that at the Berkshire Mall. I've got some good memories with that game.
So I think that might actually be the one out of the mall.
That's pretty cool, man.
He couldn't, give me any provenance on it or anything, but
So
it came out of the Berkshires, and other than Buster's, I believe Berkshire Mall's the only one that had one.
I would think so. It's the only one I ever remember going to. So as far as arcades, man, clearly you're a fan of video games. What was your absolute favorite growing up? What was your favorite game of all time?
Like in an arcade?
Yeah, sure, man. What was the best one to play?
I was a ticket junkie.
Okay.
So like, I would just, anything that I could get tickets off of, I was at, I've been trying to get a hold of one, but one of my games I played all the time, there was two of them, was the shooting, you shot the quarter down the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the ski jumping one,
Mm-hmm.
that was fun. I think it's called Blizzard Fury or something. And then the dozers.
Oh, okay, yeah, the pusher, the coin pushers.
Yeah.
I was always obsessed with the spinning jackpot games.
We have a couple of those.
Yeah, I always came so close with those. So what can you tell me about community events? Do you have anything that you do with the community here for like special nights or tournaments or anything?
Yeah,
like
we
that?
do. We run daily specials. So like one of the specials we're running for this month, varies on the day. You spend $20, you get $5 in free play along with that $20. So you're pretty much getting an extra $5 for 20. So you're getting 25 for 20. We do raffles all the time. Free raffles. I'll pick up prizes or a big old plushie or something. And people come just for coming in. They get out of the raffle. So you don't have to spend money. We're gonna start getting into doing some more outdoor stuff.
Cool.
Maybe like some face painting and that kind of stuff outside to drag the community in. Because that's what we're here for, is the kids in the community and the families of the Berkshires.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Journey from the Basement. We'd like to thank everyone here at Tyler Street Arcade for welcoming us in and sharing their story. But we're not done just yet. Between the games, the community, and the people working to make this place something special, there was simply too much to fit into a single episode. Next time, we'll continue our visit, hear more from the folks behind the arcade, and take a closer look at what makes this such a cool addition to the Berkshire Geek scene. For Journey from the Basement, I'm Trevor. We'll see you in part 2.
So I want to call on the geeks' memory of their childhood arcades because all of us grew up in the Berkshire County area, and some of the games that inhabit Tyler Street Arcade are from potentially the Berkshire Mall, potentially Buster's in Pittsfield.
Pre-Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, right. That's right. So, what are your memories from an arcade that are tied to you, solidly tied to your childhood?
Oh man, it's two places: the Berkshire Mall, specifically for Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade, 3 in the arcade, and then later on Dance Dance Revolution, because I was that kid. And then the old campgrounds in North Adams at Windsor Lake had the 4-player version of the X-Men cabinet. And I have so many memories of just dumping quarters into that thing when I should have been helping my nephew get ready to go swimming or doing something else, and just running in there and playing a quick game until I would eventually lose to Juggernaut very early in the game.
Ogre?
That's good. Yeah, specifically at the Berkshire Mall, I used to play skee ball on break sometimes. I used to work at the Best Buy in that store, and I would just go dump quarters in the skee ball machine because I had to throw something while I was on break at work. And so that was a lot of fun. Most recently, I was down in South Carolina, and I got a chance to play the Jaws pinball machine, which was absolutely outstanding. And they did have an MK2 machine, which I played a little bit on too. That was
Nice.
That was nostalgia right there.
So I remember the Ninja Turtles arcade game being at the Berkshire Mall and playing the heck out of that. And by playing the heck out of that, I mean getting beat up by Rocksteady at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Because I was young and had no skills.
I'll make you out of turtle soup.
A future journey from the basement. This is a commitment that's being made. Some of the geeks are going to have to go visit Fun Spot in New Hampshire to see the classic arcade museum that is up there, because that is, talk about your nostalgia. Fantastic experience for that, and I look forward to a journey from the basement.
That sounds fun. I watched a couple walkthroughs of, I think it's 3 levels there.
Yeah, it is an absurd arcade. All right. For our last topic this episode, I wanted to... We've given a lot of hate here on Geeks With Issues to artificial intelligence, and to a certain degree it's justified. But I wanted to sort of take a conversation of where you draw lines and where you find AI to be a useful tool. Because I have 2 examples where I found it to be a useful tool. Example number 1 was something work-related, where I had a file of basically a spreadsheet that was over 50,000 rows long. And I popped it into the submission software at the website that I was submitting it to. And they said, you've got 200 problems. These are all the lines that you have the problems on. Figure out how to fix those.
Whoa.
It didn't tell me what was wrong. It just said, figure out how to fix those.
That's obnoxious.
So I opened up Claude and said, here's the file. Here's the error I received. Tell me what's wrong, because a computer is going to zip through that data, figure out where the problems are, go, okay, I recognize what the pattern is, recommend a fix, and over an hour we tweaked this file over and over until it finally got accepted. And then this is a file that I'm going to have to submit every quarter. So it also came back and said, okay, here's a computer program that you can load the raw data into that'll spit out the correct data that this website wants. So you don't have to come back to me later. Example number 2 was a gaming example. And I've mentioned Deck Check in the past for Magic the Gathering. But I recently dusted off an old Star Wars Unlimited deck, Twin Suns, that I had. And I'd played like once. And back when I played, it was super early in the game, so the Twin Suns multiplayer format wasn't fully fleshed out. So in between the last time I played and present, they changed the rules and said you need to have 80 cards instead of 50. And I had that. My brain does not work for meta. I can't do it. There are some people who are amazing at it, but I can't. So I said, okay, here's what's in my deck. Here's what my theme is. Can you help recommend me cards that would stick in my theme to fill out the other 30 cards that I've missed? And so it goes and digs around and gets all of the metadata for all of this and suggests, here's a selection of cards you can get, and here's why I think they might be good ideas. And I picked through those and said, okay, these all work. And was able to make my own decision and make that all work. 2 applications where it functioned.
Right.
I've gabbed a lot. What are your situations?
I'll go.
And, both positives and boundaries that you would set.
Okay, super fast. It helps at work as much as it hurts at work. The way it helps is that a lot of the things about weighing your produce and things like that are intimidating to certain people that don't like to use self-checkout. But we have a system where you put it down, the AI camera goes by color, weight, and size, gives you like 6 options to choose from. Most of the time, it's going to be there. If it's not, there's other things, other ways to help that the AI will kick in and assist with. The negative of AI, wrestling promoters. People who are running tag sales, please stop using the same Chat GPT flyer with the same text, the same horrifying, uncanny valley images for people's faces. Please stop. That's my line. Stop. Use Photoshop. It exists. There's artists out there that you can pay. Please do it. It looks terrible.
Yeah, art is probably a boundary that I would say.
Yeah, there's this is the Berkshires, man. There's people on every street that for not very much could give you a museum quality piece, a movie poster quality piece.
Yeah.
And you're out here putting out the same flyer as the guy down the street because you can't even change the prompt when you put it into ChatGPT. Ogre.
Yeah, I personally, I've never really attempted to use it outside of some just exploration of the program to do it. I haven't really used it to generate anything. That's one of the lines. Any kind of generative aspect to it where it's using someone else's data to generate something new, something iterative off of that data. I don't want that there. I am hopeful though. The current promise, the current kind of emergent promise of it is agentic AI. There's issues with it and everything like that, but it promises the idea of the digital personal assistant could be real at that particular point. It could be a very assistive with people that have accessibility issues, people who need assistance that can't afford to have a personal nurse or a personal advisor or something like that, where they can go and use this to help them get through those particular life problems. That I think is a very hopeful, promising aspect that's just starting to emerge out of the AI space.
I think using it for things that either a person can't do or it's unreasonable for a person to do makes sense. Like 50,000 rows of text? No, that would not have happened in an hour.
No.
Well, also consider like what you're doing is you're correcting a problem that was created by a computer.
Yeah, it's also true.
The computer. So someone shows up and says, "Here's a flyer that I made on ChatGPT." Is something a human could have done better, maybe not faster, but definitely better. It's a creation from a person.
Absolutely.
AI can't create; it can only iterate. and those types of iterations are not good. As much as we see AI generated commercials and all of that, that's taking away jobs. That's that's ruining our trust in those particular companies trying to create this really, really fascinating technology. Like, I have so many mixed feelings about it, because it's both like how they approached it was like, let's make as big a splash as possible. Let's go with something visual, make controversy. Like, they went the route of rage baiting the world to get money. That's how it feels to me. And this is kind of this agentic AI is the first time where we're getting the actual promise of what AI could be. It could be, Star Trek computer at that particular point.
It certainly could be.
Yeah.
All right, we've beaten the heck out of the clock and beaten the heck out of this episode of Geeks With Issues 20XX. If you want to watch more of this conversation, I highly recommend you check out our website, geekswithissues.net, where you can see our Between the Geeks episodes and see a little bit more of the conversation that we could not fit into a half an hour rough episode length. So with that, we've come to the end. Until next time, this has been
Trevor.
Ogre.
And Tuck, reminding you to geek on, geek out, and geek anywhere. Just clean up after yourself. We'll see you next time on Geeks With Issues 20XX. Goodbye, everybody.
You gotta blow on it. You gotta blow on it. I used to think anything was possible. I thought that I could be a king or Caesar, but I don't need all of that gold or silver. That's how I know that I'm a true believer. Some people want to climb the corporate ladder, TPS reports, politics and schemes. Thanks to my chainsaw, my cubicle is firewood. Now I'm living in a basement of dreams.